Bonafide Hustler here, and before this one bike sells, I definitely want to show it to you. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from the outside of my house. So, it's a beautiful evening here in Texas, and I'm outside. It's kind of hot, a little bit hot. And I'm actually waiting for someone to come look at this bike, which is on the other side of the screen. I'll show it to you here in 1 second. But I was at a garage sale, picked up this bike. I really haven't done much with it. Kind of just kept it around, you know. But I decided to put it on Craigslist about a month and a half ago. So about 6 weeks it's taking to get this thing moving. So the bike is a road bike. I picked it up at a garage sale for 140 bucks. I talked to a guy down that was, I think, asking like 200. Then we went down to 160, and then I offered like 140. And that's when the guy was like, yeah, you can take it. Now, what was going on in my head is very interesting, because if you read my Bikes to Bucks guide, you'll know that, you know, brands are a really big deal. But this is a road bike. It's, you know, not a current day road bike, but it's not a vintage road bike. And it definitely has a lot of good stuff and a lot of potential. Now, I was thinking in my head that the worst case scenario would probably be 200 bucks. But the highest end scenario would probably be around 300. Funny thing is, when like the day that I listed it for 300, someone offered me like 260, and since then I've never gotten an offer like that ever again, which really sucks. But that's just what hustling comes down to sometimes, so I'm not gonna be mad at anybody about that. So let's show you the bike so you can get a little bit of education on like why I bought this thing. So here's the road bike. It's a Mercier, and this is where I was having trouble, because like it's not a strong brand whatsoever. In fact, Mercier you can find on like online. You can order these bikes online and they're fairly cheap. But there are a couple things that like got me, you know, okay, it's worth 140 bucks. We got a carbon fork right here, and if you don't know what that is, just look at the weave right there. You can see the carbon weave. So yeah, we got a carbon fork. That's already pretty good. Definitely dampens the road ride when someone's riding it. We have a triple front, which means it has three gears in the front, which honestly, like most really good road bikes will have a double in the front. But if you live in a very hilly terrain kind of place, having a triple is not a bad idea. We have a very entry-level Sora, and the Bikes to Bucks guide will definitely help you decode what all this stuff kind of means. We have a chain, has a little bit of rust, nothing crazy. It's an aluminum frame, so that's real good. You know, it's not steel or anything. We also have shifters on the bar up here, so that's real important. And when you start finding shifters down here, you usually find them on vintage road bikes and stuff like that, which is not a bad thing, but for like a more of a, I don't know, current day kind of riding feel, you would definitely want the shifters up here. We have some standard Alex rims, which are nothing crazy. The guy did put, you know, 2 Michelin Dynamic Sport tires on them, so it has some okay tires. But when you get a bike like this, you're definitely going to want to think, first of all, like, how much can I sell that thing for? That's so important. Like, what's the market? What's the worst case scenario? Especially when you're dealing with a brand that's not super strong. Now, if you want to know what super strong brands are, definitely check out the guide. But if you don't get a strong brand, it doesn't mean that the bike is, you know, not a good buy. Well, sometimes not. But you got to be able to decode components. Like, you have to be able to figure out, like, okay, it's got this, got this, got this. And then based upon basic market research, you should be able to know whether the bike is worth it in your town. Of course, you wouldn't want to pull the trigger on this bike if you were in a town that maybe didn't have a college nearby, or wasn't bike friendly, or maybe was susceptible to, you know, seasons like snow, winter, all that kind of stuff. Like here in Austin, it doesn't snow. We got UT, we have several colleges around us, and it's a good bike town. It's not the best, but it's really good. And that's what goes on in my head when I'm making a bike purchase, especially like this. So I got to factor in worst case scenario, I got to factor in best case scenario, and then I got to factor in, you know what, a road bike sells pretty damn well here in Austin, Texas, so that's not a bad hustle right there. I'm gonna take 140 bucks, I'm gonna make 60 bucks off of it. It's a pretty good return in my eyes. And all I did was basically inflate the tires. In fact, I don't even think I did that. But if it comes down to like working on a bike, then definitely check out my guide, Bikes to Bucks. I'll definitely flash it right here on the screen. And definitely, if you want to get into the bike game and start flipping bicycles, which is amazing money, because typically when they sell, there's no returns, there's none of that stuff. All you gotta do is kind of know what you're looking at. You have to have a little bit of space to house the bicycle, right? But anyways, I've realized that, you know, when it comes down to like some of my super knowledge, like I haven't made that many videos about it. Like I make videos about all kinds of random stuff, but when it comes down to like my passion, which is biking and all that kind of stuff, I haven't made that many videos on my channel. So you know what? That's gonna change, and you're gonna start seeing more bike videos, especially when there are things that can educate you guys on what to buy and, you know, look for, sell, whatever. So the guy's gonna be coming down here any second. I'm gonna make some money.
Probably the best for bang for buck kind of bike, this is the price. I was like, yeah, why isn't this still on here? It's been on for like 3 weeks, right? That's what the post date said. I was like, how's it still? I was surprised this year.
I went on vacation, so like,
okay.
I left the listing. I don't know why, but
okay.
Yeah, that's the reason why it never moved. It probably would have been gone 2 weeks ago.
Oh, again, like, this is a steal for sure.
There you go, sir.
Awesome.
There you go. All right. So the best thing to do is also drive line up.
Thank
Take
you,
it easy, man.
Yep.
All right, dude.
Yep, take it easy.
Enjoy that bike.
I will.
All right. Crisp. And that's how it's done. Crisp. Straight from the bank 20s. Man, he didn't even ride that thing. Whoa. That was my dog toy. I swear I didn't make that noise with my, you know what. Anyway, so that was a good score. He's happy to have it. I had to teach him a couple things because it feels right to do that, you know. Don't just give people your stuff and then take the money and run. Like, help them out a little bit, help people where you can. I clearly know a fair amount about bikes, and he knows a little bit about road bikes, so I wanted to make sure that he had a good experience buying from me. That's pretty much it, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button. Go check out Bikes to Bucks, and I'll see you on the next Bonafide Hustler video. Take it easy. Goodbye. Wait a minute. No, goodbye.